Hello all, welcome to session 59 of the PySpark series. Throughout this series, what we have seen is we have seen how to read CSV files using PySpark. Okay, we have seen how to create a data frame using I would say a Python list. Okay, now quickly we will see if we need to work with JSON, right? How to read let's say a single line JSON file as PySpark data frame. Okay, and then work with that PySpark data frame. Okay, so we will see first how to read the single line JSON as PySpark data frame. Okay, I have a sample single line JSON create. Okay, I have just downloaded this from the internet. Okay, so this is basically a single line JSON. If you can see, for example, for first record, okay, all its columns, okay, all the values are in single line, right? That's the reason it is single line JSON. Okay, so let's get started. Basically what we have to do first, we have to, as you all know, we have to define the schema. So for to read CSV and JSON, we will have to define the schema, we will have to enforce the schema, right? So what I'll do, I'll just import, right? You all know what all things we need to import. From pyspark.sql.types, import star. Okay, then from pyspark.sql, import functions as f, right? And now what I have to do, I have to define the schema. Okay, so in JSON, always remember whatever column names you are giving, that should be same as the JSON, right? We will see what will happen if we give some different column name, but the column name should be same, right? So what I'll do, this is, let's say, bike. Looks like this is bikes data, right? So bikes schema equals to struct type, right? And struct field. What is the first field? Model, right? Model, and it is going to be a string, right? If you can see, it is string, right? So string type, right? And we'll just copy it as it is. Okay, so all the other fields, if we see, right, somewhere we see decimals, right? Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's assign, I would say, a double data type, right? Data type double for all of these, right? Float or double, right? Anything is fine. Okay, so what I'll do, how many fields we have? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 11, right? So let me first copy this 11 times, or what I'll do, maybe mpg, right? What I'll do, mpg and double type. Okay, mpg and double type. Choosing the data type is based on your demand, right? Your business case scenario. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? 7 8 9 and 10, right? So what is next? CYL. After MPG, there is CYL, then there is DISP, right? HP DRAT, right? HP DRAT, okay? Then WT qsec. There might be some, I think WT looks like a weight of vehicle, right? Then qsec, okay? I don't know if it is weight or something. VSAM, right? Some dimensions of vehicle looks like, right? VSAM, then gear and carb, right? Gear and carb, right? Let's run this. Okay, this is successful. Now, let's say bikes raw df, right? We are creating the raw df, right? So what do we have to do? Spark.read.format, right? To reading CSV, what we do? We just put CSV here. So here what we will do? We will put it as JSON, right? And schema we have defined. Okay, so what schema we want to use? Let's say bike schema, right? Bike schema dot load the file path, right? In Databricks, I've kept my file somewhere here, right? So this path, let's say this single line JSON, copy path. I have copied the path, okay, and I have pasted that here. Okay, let me run this. Okay, bikes raw df, that is successful. Okay, just a second, and what I'll do, bikes raw df, right, dot display. Okay, let me display this. How many records we have here? I think these are 32, right? 32 records are there. Let's see. Yes, 32 rows, right? So this way, what we have done, we have read the JSON file as PySpark data frame, right? And now we can do any transformation on this one, right? Like anything, the you want to find the vehicles having same MPG or anything, right? You can do that transformation. Okay. Now, in the start, I said like we have to specify the column name, which is same as in the JSON, right? Let's see what will happen if we don't do so, right? If we don't specify it same as, okay, what is there in JSON, right? Let me copy this schema and I'll specify, let's say I'll specify the column name that I want, okay? For example, let's say for HP, right? For HP, let me specify horsepower, right? Horsepower, right? And then bike schema, maybe I'll do this one, right? And what I'll do, I'll read the JSON the same way. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll put bikes raw df 1, right? And bike schema 1, right? And now I'll read this JSON. Let's see what happens. What happened? Bike schema 1 is not defined. Okay, I have to run this. I didn't run this, right? So that's the reason it could not find the bike schema 1, right? The schema variable that we have defined. Okay. Now what we have done, we have the HP column. The name in JSON is HP, right? What I have given in the schema is horsepower, right? Let's see. The sequence of columns is same, right? After DISP, there is HP, and what I have done is I have given after DISP, I have given horsepower, right? So let's see what it does, right? Why it is needed. We definitely need to understand, right? If I'm telling you that the column name should be same, right? Why it needs to be same? Let's see. Let me display this data frame. Okay. See, for horsepower, right? It has given all the values as null. Okay, because in JSON there is no field called horsepower after DISP. It is HP, right? That's the reason it has given all the values as null. Okay, and the field after horsepower, some drat field, it has given as it is, right? So it has not thrown any error. What it has done is it has given all the values of that column as null. Okay, and if you can recall why all the values it has given as null, because when we are reading a data frame for data frame reader API, the by default data frame read mode is permissive, right? That is the reason it has given all the values as null, right? If you can recall what are data frame read modes, it is permissive, fail fast, or drop malformed, right? So that's the reason it is by default permissive, and that is the reason it has given all the values of this, you know, column as null. So we definitely need to specify the column name which is same as that in JSON, right? This is the reason. Okay. Fine. I think this is how. I think there is one more way to read the JSON. Okay, let me try that. We can directly, instead of bikes raw df2 equals to spark.read.json, right? And it will take just a second. It will take few parameters. Like first, it will take path. Yes, it will take path, right? Path equal to this path, right? And then schema equals to bike schema, not bike schema 1, we will specify bike schema, right? Okay, let me run this. Correct. Okay, and bikes raw df2 dot display, right? Let me run this. Okay, yes, this is successful and it has given all 32 records. Let's check if there are no values for any column. No, no, right? So first way what you can do is you can use the traditional syntax that we are using, spark.read.format, right? JSON, or you can directly read using JSON reader API, right? This one, spark.read.json, right? And you specify all the parameters inside. You specify path, you specify schema, right? Okay, fine. Okay, I think that's everything for this session. I wanted to let you know how we are reading a JSON, a single line JSON, right? And single line JSON is the JSON where all the all the entries, all the columns for a particular record are in single line, right? Fine. That's everything for this session. Okay. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you so much.